All right, gang, we're gonna go over our side lying shoulder internal rotation pails and rails. Basically, it's a sleeper stretch with the pails and rails protocol from FRC. We're gonna get down in a side lying position. Want a good 90-degree angle here with the body, so legs are stacked, good spinal alignment, so double chin, okay? Rib cage pulled down the belt buckle up the rib cage, and you do so by going into a posterior pelvic tilt. So I'm gonna tilt my pelvis, boom, posteriorly, okay? And basically all I'm doing when I do that is decreasing the distance between my two hands here. Okay, so I'm using my core as well. Okay, I want to maintain this throughout the course of this drill. Couple things here. Make sure the spine stays in line, so stacked on top of the shoulder, stacked on top of the hip. What I tend to find is people going through this drill and they start to get closer and closer to their hand, okay, with their neck. So you want to make sure your neck is always back. All right. Setup here is important just because this kind of is it can be a dangerous stretch if you don't do it properly. So listen to the setup cues closely. Good 90-degree angle here. We want a 90-degree angle with the arm and the body just to start, just to get it down there, okay? Pulling the shoulders back, okay? So you're gonna squeeze your shoulder or your spine, and then you're gonna tuck your shoulder blades down into your back pocket, okay? Now from here, all I'm doing with that is making sure that you can feel the back part of your shoulder in contact with the ground. You want to make sure you have contact in the ground the entire time. So again, one of the things I see is people trying to fight for an extra range of motion, and they let the shoulder pop up and round forward. We want to stay away from that as much as we can, okay? So when I say shoulders pulled back, I don't want you to like get into that crazy extension. Just make sure that they're not spilling forward on you. Just kind of, be nice and tall, that's all, okay? It doesn't have to be excessive, but just nice and tall. So from here, arm is 90 degrees, and then I'm gonna have you back off about 5 degrees or so. It's a little bit safer. And then I'm going to bend this arm 90 degrees. Excellent. All right, so from here, we're kind of almost in our position. I'm gonna have you take a big breath in the belly, exhale, and just go into your own active internal range of motion here with the shoulder. Now, one thing to kind of just take note of is pretend you have a golf club stuck into your elbow, through the upper arm and out the back of your shoulder, and all your range of motion is going to be on that golf club. What I don't want to see is when you go into your movements, start to move your shoulder and your upper arm around, okay? So you're just going to rotate within that shoulder socket. All right, so here we are. We're going to get into this internal rotation position. You're going to take your top hand, place it in the middle of your forearm, and just go ahead into a stretch. Okay, again, make sure that the back of that left shoulder is always in contact with the ground. You're going to breathe in for 4, out for 8. This is phase 1, and you're going to hold this for 1 to 2 minutes. Phase 2, we're going to start by creating tension, and we're going to push this bottom hand up into the top hand, and you're going to resist that bottom hand with your top hand so nothing moves. You're just going to create a lot of tension, okay? So from here, full body tension, big breath into the belly. Exhale, pull that belly button down. Okay, you're nice and tight. You have good spinal alignment. Back of the shoulder is to the ground. And then from here, slowly ramp this bottom arm up into the top arm. So let's go 20%. Let's go 40, 60, 80, and then 100, or your maximal or your safest maximal contraction. And we're going to hold this for about 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay nice and tight. Okay, I'm going to try and pull the bottom hand off the top hand. Okay, you're using all that regressive tissue here, and you saw, hopefully you saw before I moved my hand, I moved maybe ½ an inch or so. Keep working, keep fighting, keep that back of the shoulder to the ground. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the top hand and place it on top. Okay, and you're going to rest here, breathing in for 4, out for 8, again, 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so again, 4 phases. First phase, stretch, hold for 1 to 2 minutes, breathing in for 4, out for 8. Second phase, you're going to ramp up tension, 20%, 40, 60, 80, 100. Hold it for 10 seconds. Third phase, you're going to try and pull the bottom arm off the top arm. You're going to hold that for 10 seconds while still maintaining that good tension. Okay, shallow breathing for phase 2 and phase 3. And for phase 4, replace the top hand into this new range of motion and go ahead and relax. Breathe in for 4, out for 8, and hold for 1 to 2 minutes. Now, usually what I'll have you do is repeat steps 2 and 3, okay, the progressive and the regressive contractions. I'll have you do that 2 or 3 times, and then we'll go into phase 4 with the hold. Okay, guys, that's your side lying shoulder into rotation, PAILs and rails.